What is up, guys? This is Liam.
And Justin.
And today we're going to talk about a game that has caused an uproar in the game community.
That's a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, this game, I've never really seen anything like this.
Not to this extent. It's a phenomenon that arose out of the new idea of these pre-alpha games.
Like these early access games. The developers are releasing their games early so that you can be a part of the development and give them feedback.
Which, in theory, makes sense.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if everything works out.
Yeah, in theory, Marxism makes sense. There's plenty of stuff that works in theory, but in practice, sometimes things
don't work
awry. See, when I was younger, so I'm 25 now, and back in the day when you'd rent a SNES cartridge from Land, the way it worked was the developers poured every ounce of sweat and effort into that cartridge because there was no such thing as updates or patches. It was what it was. So if you pop Super Smash Brothers into your N64, that is the exact same Super Smash Brothers that was released way back in the day. It's the exact same game, no changes. It had to be perfect leaving the studio. Nowadays, with pre-alpha builds, patches, updates, they can release a pretty unpolished thing.
Like, you can buy something that you like off of early access stuff, and honestly, by the time the full game is released, it could be a completely different thing.
Rust.
Yeah.
Rust. So anyway, let's get right down to the nitty-gritty. Liam, why don't you explain to the good people what is going on with the Stomping Land? Why is it such a controversial, questionable deal right now?
Well, let's start off with, the game was released for early access on Steam. Mm-hmm. It got greenlit around November 25th in 2013.
Okay.
And then it eventually made it onto Steam on May 30th, 2014. Okay. So about a year, like a less than a year, but
all right. So this has been sort of brimming under the surface for a while now.
Yeah. So obviously people are excited.
Well,
come on, it's a survival game with dinosaurs.
Right. And we should point out timing-wise that there was sort of a resurgence, or not even a resurgence, an awakening of popularity with these survival type games with the prominence of Rust. I think
DayZ.
DayZ sort of became Rust, which then became The Forest and the Stomping Land, and I can't think of 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, all of those.
Yeah, there's a huge sort of fervor around survival games, and this kind of jumped on the bandwagon. The big gimmick though with this game, one word: dinosaurs.
Yes, you can ride them.
Yes,
you can tame them. You can kill them. You can eat them.
Right. Floating trees.
Yeah, look at that.
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's real sexy. Yeah, so basically all of the trailers were like, look guys, it's just like all of those, but with a T-Rex.
It's like you're in Jurassic Park.
Exactly, and the gaming community went bonkers and were like, take my money.
Because you see dinosaurs and you're like, all right, you think Rust with dinosaurs.
Right, because one of the things Rust didn't really address was NPC monsters. They're in there, but they're very sort of second fiddle to the PvP stuff. One
thing I want to say about this game is that you spend so much time just hitting things. Look at this right here. This is a bad glitch.
Well, no, not even.
This is one of the only populated servers for the Stomping Land. Everything is 0 out of 24, and then there's one that was 20 out of 24.
Right.
And look at this guy.
So the obviously the title of this video is the Stomping Land Scam, and the reason why we said that is because essentially, so the game got greenlit, went up on Steam as early access. Okay, so they basically said it's an unfinished game, and everyone's like, yeah. And then they were like, then they threw it on Kickstarter.
Made $100,000.
That's right. They made over $100,000. They made like
520.
Right. They made like 500% of their needed funds, and then silence.
Radio silence for months.
Yep.
It's still happening. This is a current ordeal.
Right. When was the last time we even heard anything from the devs?
I would say late June, probably around June 20th. maybe a little past that. On Twitter, you can see the developers like responding.
So it's been over a month.
Yeah.
That we've heard absolutely nothing from the
No,
devs.
if you go check the forums, it's the last comment is it's
people are upset, understandably, because one of the
like,
things that blew my mind about
is
this game,
still happening?
right, is that so they released it with very limited features, and what everyone is dreading is that these devs essentially created a product that was just good enough to create a whole bunch of excitement, and then they do what we in the industry call a cash grab, which is they throw it out there, everyone grabs it, and then they're like, okay, bye. This is a phenomenon that has only arisen out of these early access games.
Because before, when you released a full game,
right, it was the final product. So with the advent of patching, updating, early access, all this stuff, it is conceivable that a developer could create kind of a glitchy mess with some cool, like, gimmicky features, throw it up on Greenlight, throw it up on Kickstarter, create a bunch of buzz and fervor, get a whole lot of money, and then split town.
Yeah,
and that is the fear that's going on here.
And honestly, this game, like if you think of Rust, you can go into Rust, and you can find your friend pretty easily because the map's not that big.
Sure.
And there are landmarks.
Right.
Like Big Rad, Split Rad, Factory Rad, all of those. In this game, it's all beach. You just run along the beach. Me and a friend once went in, and we were on Skype, and we were like, so I'm on a beach.
Me too.
Me too. And then all of a sudden he's like, someone just took hostage of me. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it does have like a little bit of hostage simulation. That's kind of one of the new trends where you can handcuff people,
Kidnapping
and drag them
Simulator
around.
2014.
Yeah, exactly. But it's, I guess what I want everyone to think when they're watching this gameplay footage here is it conceivable that these developers put together a handful of assets, some very basic features, and basically constructed a very modern scam for, so many thousands of dollars,
and we're not saying that this game would be awful no matter what. There's tons of potential in this.
In theory, it would be great. The thing that's so alarming is the fact that the devs have been quiet for so long and there have been so few updates, and what we are left with is something that's very, very alpha and very bare bones, and it's just kind of like, hey guys, what's going on? I'm not even talking about full patches and updates. All I want to see is anything.
I want to see the developer
on Twitter
to a question.
Just say like, hey guys, we're working on stuff.
Because the fact that all right, let's say supposedly the developer is programming, is making a new patch, that means that they have seen everything online about all the people saying, is it a scam? Like
we said before, now Steam is flooded with comments of people just confused and freaked out.
And if you were a developer that was still developing the game, you would probably respond to those people saying,
I would hope so.
I'm currently developing a new patch.
Right.
You wouldn't just say nothing.
Right. As some of you are aware, we've actually been developing a game for the past couple of years, and we are extremely aware of the public perception of us and the game. Like, that is something that you are just tuned into when you're putting something together. And with all the attention that this game initially got, there is no way that these guys don't know that people are feeling a little nervous about their investment.
The entire community for this game thinks it's a scam.
Right. And one of the things that is, I would say, extra alarming is $25.
Yeah, Rust was 20.
That is madness, in my honest opinion. I mean, Minecraft fully featured, the full game is $30. And I think that's like, it's a little steep, whatever. Actually, I think it's like 27.
I mean, think of a new console game.
Sure,
60.
Sure. And but we are talking like look at this.
It's not a game.
Yeah,
there's nothing there. You can build a teepee, you can build a fire.
Right.
And you can go and try and kill dinosaurs.
Occasionally,
you'll probably die.
Right. Occasionally, you encounter some pretty damn glitchy dinos out in the forest.
And I mean, they look great.
Well,
But
they don't
later
move-
on. Later on in this video, you'll see a prime example of what the dinosaurs can do.
Okay, I would equate the dinosaurs to the horses in Skyrim, from what I've seen. They're kind of like they're like floating over mountains and doing some funny acrobatics.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a little silly. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Are any of you playing this? Maybe we're not like understanding.
Maybe
something.
we're just like, wait, here we are. Watch. So this thing should be able to kill me in like 2 hits.
All right. I do like the advent of hill sliding. That was a nice. Oh,
There
no.
we are.
What?
So I killed it by running in circles around it.
What's he
And
doing?
then when it died, it assumed its die animation or position, and it wasn't standing straight when that happened.
Wow.
I thought this was great.
Yeah, because honestly, we're sort of taking the position of, well, devs, like we're trying to understand where the developers are coming from, but the radio silence is just unprecedented.
You don't even know who the developers are.
No, there's a
Is it
name.
Alex Fundora.
That Fundorov or something. Fundorov. Yeah.
Fundora?
Yeah. I think he's Russian, I think. But yeah, we feel like the people on Steam feel like. I mean, if you put $25 down, again, in the modern age, it's kind of like
You want to play a game.
right, a fully featured video game. I mean, part of me thinks the early access stuff is cool, but at the same time, part of me gets really nervous about it because you're essentially putting money up front for the potential of a product.
You are paying for the potential.
Right.
You are trusting this developer with $25, which you could easily buy another game with. And probably another game that you love, have played in the past, has gotten amazing reviews.
Yeah, one of the things I really did like about Minecraft's marketing strategy was essentially that when they were in alpha, they charged, what was it, like $10-15?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
it was cheap.
Right, and then when the
standards.
finished game came out, it was like 27. But it was kind of like if you trusted them early on, you paid less. With a lot of these pre-alpha games, they're charging, 100% of the
Yeah.
price for 20% of the game.
You're paying for the potential. Like I said earlier, it's
Right. So, guys, this video is just about to wrap up. Please leave a comment with what you think about the Stomping Land. Are we way
you
off
give
base?
us your opinion.
Yeah, we want to hear what you have to think. Are you pissed off like some of the Steam commenters? Do you think we're being unfair? Is it actually a really good game and we just don't understand it? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Are we just being overly critical?
Right. Just let us know. And as always, keep on gaming and thank you for watching. And
Yeah.
subscribe if you want more of this stuff. Leave a thumbs up if you like the video. And keep on keeping on. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks so much, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.